Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 5 Minutes PM podcast. Today, let's discuss the project objective. One of the things that I see most of the time that the people think that the objective is something intangible and that is something that it must be beautiful and very well written to show very strong impact. So build a good relationship with customers and something like that. This is not the project objective. This is the project reason why you are doing this. And when we think about project objective, we are not thinking why. We need to think what we need to do. And based on that, there is a big mistake when we try to address project objective by the name. Oh, project competitive advantage. And everybody will understand that. This is not true. We need to understand that the objective is something extremely important for the project. How do I write the objective? How do I write this? First, it's a one-sentence statement. Try to do this, a one sentence. Start with capital letters and finish with dot. 2-3 lines, and that's all. And what you need to write on the project objective, you need to write what you need to do, based on one very smart statement. Why smart? S, specific. So all objective must be specific for that case. There is no generic one. M, measurable. I can measure the results. I can measure. So some numeric information must be inside. A, agreed. You must tell everybody and agree with this statement. So you cannot write and put on your drawers and forget it. No, the objective must be on the wall in bold letters so everybody can read, can see, and can understand. R, realistic. So the R from smart is realistic. So you must write something that you are able to do. And T, it's time constrained. You need to put some information about time. And I love also to put a C. Instead of smart, I put smart. And why the C? Because it's cost constrained also. It's not required that you put the cost, but it's strongly desired. So let me give you an example. Build a new home. This is completely wrong as a project objective. This is much more a project name than a project objective because it's completely generic. There is no other information. So maybe every single listener of this podcast will think and understand a completely different home. So why we need to do so? We need to understand, okay, I'd like to build a new home in Miami Beach in front of the ocean with about 2,500 square meters in 2 floors in a high level construction in a piece of land that I own in 24 months and 2.3 million US dollars, agreed with my wife and my 2 daughters. This is a good objective. Why? Because I'm much more specific. I'm telling the dimensions, the level of finishing for this home, and also that I own the land. This, remember, the objective, it's like a DNA of the project. This is something that we must avoid all the time to change, because if you change the project objective, you are changing the project DNA. And if I told that I own the land, there is no necessity of thinking about, oh, what should I do and what should I not do? Okay? This is very important. This is very important. Let me give you one second example to finish this podcast. Change the floor of this room. This is completely generic. It's not specific. It's not realistic. There is no time information. Let's rewrite it in a much more sharp description. Change the floor of the meeting room of the 9th floor of my corporate headquarters, agreed with the department of construction of my company, with a floor that tolerates, it's very resistant and very strong, in 12 days and $50,000 US. Dot. Look the difference. Look the difference. Look, this will base my DNA. So I know which room is that. I know the size of the room. I know that it's that meeting room. I know the kind of flooring that I'm looking for. I agreed that with the department that is responsible for that. I know that I have 12 days. I know that I have $50,000. Look the difference. Look the difference. So this will make extremely good DNA. And with extremely good DNA, we're doing the first step to an extremely good project. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. See you next week with another 5 Minutes PM podcast.